Yooka-Laylee is a true return to the Banjo-Kazooie style, and although I do recommend it for all those who love that type of platformer and who want to return to the 90s era brand of such games, it does have some issues, and I can't ignore that. Now, the plot to the game is fairly simple. A monstrous bee businessman and his bosses, who are not too subtle jabs at the corporate overlord types at Microsoft and such, are trying to get hold of a book that a lizard and a bat duo named Yooka and Laylee have. Within the book are pages, magical things that, when gathered together and put in the book, can rewrite the universe itself. So, naturally, our heroes set out to get their book back and stop this evil plan. You'll go through a variety of worlds, all of which are rendered very lovingly in the Unity engine. Bright, colorful, and making you think of Saturday morning cartoons, and, yes, combined with the well-done music, will remind you of the creator's previous creation, Banjo-Kazooie. Now, the goal of the game is to collect pages, naturally, and through your help, you get them, by overcoming various boss fights, puzzles, and challenges that will be given to you by rather odd and eccentric characters that you'll meet with varying difficulties to the puzzles, and of course, by collecting special moves like a sonic blast or being able to tug heavy objects with your tongue. All of that will contribute to you beating the game. And in regards to those special moves, don't worry, Trouser the Snake will provide these for you, and about half of them are free. Yes, his name is Trouser the Snake. Trouser Snake. The only thing he's missing is an I for the joke to be complete. There's a lot of that British silliness in this game. There's also a lot of frustrating things in here. For starters, the load times. I'm not kidding, I'm not exaggerating, there's far too many slowdowns in the loading screens. This isn't me fiddling around with Photoshop. This actually happened. 6 times. Really? Also, the arcade-style retro games from Rextro, the dinosaur, can be fun sometimes, but they get aggravating quickly due to some clunky control work. And I couldn't bring myself to show you the minecart sections, because after about, the 3rd time you get on them, you grow increasingly more pissed off that you're not succeeding, and the white-hot urge to chew your controller into little plastic chunks will have risen higher than your blood pressure! And pop quizzes, also a carryover from the Banjo-Kazooie games, are designed to be a deliberate type of put-you-on-the-spot thing, making you remember who a character is, or what this world is, or how many of something you created. It's very aggravating. I was guessing about, half of the time. It's very, very hard to pay attention to every little detail, after all. And that's not the only issue that I have with the game, because another thing that works against it is that it's somewhat flawed in controls. They don't feel quite as smooth as, say, Mario 64 did, or the Ratchet & Clank series, or yes, even the Banjo-Kazooie games. There were a lot of times when I kept getting pissed off at the slightly wonky camera, or the fact that I couldn't turn as easily as I wanted, which is a big issue in a platformer. Despite this, I did enjoy the rather creative boss battle. It does take a while, but with patience, and I emphasize this especially on the final boss, wait until his cane is stuck before you blow away the bees with a sonic blast, and some good jumping, hovering, and flying, you can cream just about everything. So, despite its flaws, I can honestly say that I feel this game is worth the money, especially if you're at all a fan of the Banjo-Kazooie games. Though if you're not a fan, I do have to recommend that you might want to wait for a price drop. And yes, full disclosure, I did kickstart this game. Here, I'll show you where I am in the credits. One moment. There I am. So, yeah, I do recommend the game, and I'm not just saying it because I kickstarted it. Is it slightly corny? Yes. Is it slightly cheesy? Yes. Is it slightly flawed? Yes, and yet I love it just the same. It's got a lot to love. So for those of you who enjoyed 90s style platformers, get it if you can.